Hello and welcome to Nanny Moon's Crochet. My name's Sally. It's Friday the 5th of September 2025 and welcome to week one of Festive Friday. Hope you've all had a lovely week and got some lovely crafting time in and spent time with loved ones if you could. Now last Friday was the intro really. It was just explaining all about this little 12-week mini series, and I totally forgot to say it didn't have to be crochet. It could be knitting, crochet, weaving, loom knitting, cross stitch, diamond painting, colouring, uh, tapestry, uh, tapestry, any craft whatsoever, paper mache or whatever. It can be absolutely any craft whatsoever. It doesn't have to be crochet. I forgot to mention that. So if you haven't, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, if you go back and watch the intro for Festive Friday, you'll see um, what me thoughts were behind having a little mini series. It's just really to say to myself, right, let's get these little projects done. And this 12 weeks will take us up to, where did I say? It'll take us up to the 21st of November. So then hopefully any little Christmas projects that we need to get done, at least we'll have a good start on them. So first of all, I'll show you some lovely pictures that I've had in, because you can send me pictures each week if you want to join along. If you want to do, say, one blanket and just show me your progress each week, that'd be lovely. Or if you do a little project, little Christmas tree ornament or a little gift tag, little gift topper, or absolutely anything, really, little gift ideas or anything that you feel like. So, first of all, I've got the lovely Lynn. Hi, Lynn, from Lynn Penguin's Creations. Um, she has her own YouTube channel, as you all must know. I'll link Lynn's channel in the description box if you don't already go and see Lynn. And she sent this picture of lovely little little tea light holders. Now, I tend to use these little battery operated ones rather than the actual flame candles, and because they're safer, aren't they? But don't they look? You could have all sorts of your colour scheme or lots of different colours. I think they're a lovely pattern. I'm gonna give those a try. So that's oh, Lynn had sent me the link to the pattern, so I'll try and link that if I can. Thanks, Lynn, for sending that. Beautiful. Just talking about Lynn, she's doing a month-long cow. Um, it's all to do with pumpkins. So if you pop and see Lynn, you'll be able to see her cow if you want to take part in that. I must send you my photo, Lynn. I've done a couple of pumpkins. And then the lovely Mary. Hi, Mary. Now, oh, this is so cute. This is just absolutely adorable. This is Cross Stitch by Mary. Oh, the light's shining. Sorry about that. But can you see the little mouse? What does it say? 'Tis the season. This is what it's going to look like. Look, little mouse. His big tail looks like in the shape of an S. Look, gorgeous. Absolutely love it. And this is the progress that Mary's done on it. She had these kits, a gift off her son. So she said she'll be happy to. Oh, it's a Christmas card. It says there. Look, that's handy. Look, you can make it into a Christmas card. Oh, gorgeous! That'd be absolutely lovely. So Mary's going to see if she can get. She's got a couple of those. She's going to see if she can do those. So that's lovely. Thanks, Mary, for that. Actually, you made me think, Mary. Oh, a good. Oh, I'm going back 11, 12 years. at least. My beautiful mum bought me. I've got a little cross stitch kit, and it's a little penguin, and I'll have to sort it out because I thought if I get time this through this little 12-week mini series, I'll see if I can just make a start on it because I've had it for such a long time. And I love to see cross stitch, but I just don't seem to make the time to just do it. So I'll designate, even if it's an hour a week, just to try and work on my little penguin. So thanks, Mary, for sending your picture. That's really lovely of you. Thank you. And the last picture is by the lovely Dot. Hi, Dot. Now, Dot, she does do crochet and she does do knit, but she's also got an embroidery machine, and she makes teddy bears and embroiders, for the birth of a baby. She'll put the name and the date of birth. But she's talking about these the other day. They're going to be little Christmas tree ornaments, but they're like lace. It's done in lace, but it's embroidered. I'll ask her more about it today because I'm going to see her later. But aren't they lovely? Rocking horses, look, and the snowman. And they're drying out on whether she put something on them or sprayed something on them to make them stiff. I'm not sure. I'll chat to her today and find out more. I'll do a bit more investigation today. But yeah, they're absolutely lovely. I love those, Dot. Thanks for sending me your picture, and I'll see you later. Well, have a funny little story about Dot. I normally go and see her on a Tuesday, as you know. Well, sorry, this isn't what you tuned in to see. I know I'll show you my project in a minute. But I live here. Dot lives here in Portmaddock. And about not halfway, closer to me, there's a place called Harlock. And at Harlock, the bus, it'll leave Barmouth, and I normally get on here, and it's called the G23. So it comes along. The one leaves Portmaddock at the same time it leaves Barmouth. Then in Harlock, they sort of meet up, and then the Portmaddock one goes off to Barmouth, the Barmouth one goes off to Portmaddock. But there's a little place in Harlock where they both generally meet somewhere there. They cross each other. So my husband had this idea that instead of me getting on in the village like I normally do, we'd go to drive to Harlock because he needed fuel, drop me off there, and I could catch it there instead. So I said, oh, okay, that'd be nice. So he drove me to Harlock. I waited at the bus stop there. And then a bus came along. I thought, all right, okay, get on the bus. And I think you can imagine what I'm going to say. I never thought to look at the front of the bus, whether it said Barmouth or Portmaddock. So then, all of a sudden, I took a book to read. I thought, oh, I'll finish my book. And all of a sudden, I looked up, and I was coming back into the village, into my village. So the bus that had left Barmouth had come past where I live, gone to Harlock, and off that way. But I'd got on this bus that come from Portmaddock and was coming back home. Sorry, I know that's a bit of a long story, but I felt such a fool. I laughed. I said to Dot, you'll never guess, I got on the wrong bus. I was coming back home. Sorry, that's such a long story. Totally off topic. Right. It just made me laugh. Right, I'll get back onto. I've got a little spinny wheel here. Look, random name picker, and I've got, how many projects have I got? I've got 5 projects. I've got little granddaughter Hope's blanket, which I've got all these lovely 3D squares from 3D crochet along with the lovely Natasha. Hi, Natasha. That I'm going to make into a blanket. Then I've got more 3D squares that I'm going to divide for little Dougie and Jonathan. And then I'm going to do a beanie for my, I say a family member because I don't know if she's watching, and her husband, the beanie and scarf for Christmas. And then what I chose last week was the Yuletide. This was a kit I got from Wool Warehouse. I had a voucher and I got this Yuletide blanket. So this is the blanket, which I was really excited to start. So I'm using a 4mm hook. These are the colours, 3, 6, 9, 12 colours in the kit. Oops, so those are all the 12 colours. And I'm using a 4mm, yep, 4mm crochet hook. And this is what I've got so far. It seems to be very crooked in the middle, and I can't. You start. Anyway, this is what I've got so far. Isn't it looking gorgeous? Like fireside colours, you know, like sitting by the fire and logs and pine cones and that sort of. It doesn't look much, I know, somehow. But because working on my other things for my Monday episode, I just had to allow a certain time. But the pattern is really quite easy. It's just a 3-row repeat. You have 2 setup rows. So you have, this is US terms, you have 1 row of double crochets in each stitch, because it's a colour every row. And then the second row, you put 2 double crochet into 1 stitch, skip a stitch, 2 in the next, skip a stitch, 2 in the next, skip a stitch, and so on. So that's 2 rows. And then the third row is the spike stitch. So you do a double crochet in between the 2, and then the next one you go down to where you skipped a stitch into there. Then the next one you go in between the 2. The next one you go down to where you skipped a stitch, and that's the 3 rows. Then you do double crochet again, then the two double crochets, and then the spike stitch. So the pattern is actually quite easy. The only thing is you're changing colour every row. But what I'm doing, every time I fasten off, I'll move to the next corner. I'll fasten off there and move to the next corner. So I'm trying to make it that it's not, you know, skew-if. But isn't that looking lovely? So it's just making me, whether I'll get it done in the 12 weeks, it depends how many times it's drawn, I suppose. But I'm really loving that, and at least I've made a start on it. And it's all, oh, let me show you. It came in the kit, like I said. It's an Attic 24. Is it Attic 24? Yeah, it's an Attic 24 pattern, and it's all Stylecraft special DK. This one is claret. But yeah, so I've got all my colours there. I've done myself a little chart. Always like to have a little notebook and pen. So I've done myself a little chart. So this is what I've done. So I've done 18 rounds. So round 19, it'll be, you repeat row 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. So it'll be row 4, it'll be teal, and it's treble, but it's double crochet. That's UK terms. So I've got it all here. I know my colours, and but we've got that page, that page, that page, that page, and there. So there's quite a lot to do, and obviously as it gets bigger, it's going to take longer, but at least I made a start anyway. So that's that. Keeping it here so I can keep it nice and clean. So that'll go away for till it's drawn again. So this is this is wheelofnames.com. I've plugged in. This is my wheelofnames.com. And I've just put in Hope's blanket, Dougie's blanket, Jonathan's blanket, Beanie's for family member and husband, and the Yuletide blanket. So I'm going to spin. Oh, that didn't work, did it? I dropped my tablet quite a while ago and it's got cracks all in it. So I'll load it up again, and here we go. Let me do it. Right. Oh, is it spinning? So it's landed on. Oh yeah, there we are. It's landed on Hope's blanket. So close that. I don't want to remove it. So Hope's blanket is what I'll be working on. So I've got all these squares. Whoops. Look at that one. That one lovely. So what my plan was to do a square. I've just got to make a lot of these solid in lemon. And then join them together. So I've got, let me see, a few more there. Butterfly one, some lovely ones. Look at this, look at that lovely butterfly one, isn't that beautiful? And that look, be lovely for a little girl. So these I'm putting together. I've got all of these that I just need to get the lemon, so I just need to do a load of those, try and get as many done as I can. So be a nice little Christmas blanket for Hope, part of her Christmas present. So that's it for today. I'll be back on Monday for my normal episode. Like I said, going to see Doc today, which I should have got done Tuesday, but didn't make it. So what have you been up to this week? What are you working on? Exciting things, I should imagine. It's quite warm today. It's gone a warm couple of days, I think, so that'll be nice. Hello, who's there? Who's there? Somebody want to come and say hello? Come here. Come on then. Coda. Oh, it's Coda. Oh, it's Coda today. Oh, you're wet. Have you been a walk? Have you been a walk? You have. You're a bit wet. This is Coda. We're not sure how old he is because you were. Oh no, you wanted to say hello. We were rescued, weren't you? We rescued you, didn't we, from a nasty home? So, but he's quite old, aren't you? You are. You say hello. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. That's lovely. So I, sorry, got a little bit sidetracked by little Coda. He's a little gorgeous boy, aren't you? Hope you all have a lovely, lovely weekend, doing what you love to do, and get lots of nice crafting time in. I've got lots of YouTube videos to catch up on. YouTube channels that I normally like to watch. I'm way behind. I haven't. I do need to catch up on a lot. So whatever you're doing, whoever you're doing it with, just have the best time that you can. Love each other, be kind to each other, and like I said, if you feel like you're on your own, you're never on your own. You can always send a message, email. You know, we're always here in this little lovely yarny community, crafty community, should I say. I think we all of the same mindset that we just help each other out when we can and do what we can for each other. So never feel on your own or lonely. We're always here for you. So that's it for today. I'll go and get this video uploaded. Then off to do a bit of shopping, off to see Dot, and then I'll be back home to work on my crocheting for Monday's episode. So don't think I feel like I forgot to say something major. I don't think so. Uh, anyway, until Monday, I'll be back on Monday. So love you all. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye.